My friends, the Toph situation just got interesting. The engines for Season 2 of the live-action Avatar The Last Airbender on Netflix have started, and we now have word that a casting call is underway, and we are one step closer to getting our live-action Toph.
Woo! Toph, you rule.
We also have some news from @NightGambit on the Twitter X Bird app thing regarding the use of the volume for the show. So let's light this candle, huh? As always, off the top, I'd very much appreciate it if you smashed the like button and then subscribed if you're new here. And you want to know why you should subscribe? Because I believe Aang can save the world, okay? But the biggest news that we have to cover today is this: a simple casting call. This open casting search flyer for Netflix's Avatar The Last Airbender has kind of been circulating online. It says, seeking the role of Toph, character is mid to late teens, blind, female, Asian. She is sassy, confident, and unfiltered. For most of her life, her strength and formidable earthbending skills have been suppressed. But now on the run as the Avatar's earthbending master, she is uninhibited to become the fierce warrior she believes she is inside. Dance and/or martial arts experience a plus, shooting anticipated for fall 2024. And so my main takeaway is that I probably won't get this role, unfortunately.
Okay.
But zeroing in really quick, what do we think about her being mid to late teens? I think with the time jump that's obviously coming in Season 2, it pretty much explains itself. She's going to be matching age with Aang. That is a key detail on this flyer, though, that I wanted to point out. It's something that I found interesting. But it also is just a really big deal because it's showing that they are now within that process of finding the person, finding the girl who is going to play Toph. And I find it interesting that they're doing it this way, whereas like with the other actors, Ousley, Gordon Cormier, Kiawentiio, all of them didn't know the roles that they were auditioning for until the final process, until it was announced that they got the role and they said, you are playing the role of Sokka, or you are playing the role of Aang, you got it. Or at least that's what I've surmised from watching their behind the scenes kind of experiences. And so I do find this flyer interesting that they're doing an open casting call and young actresses are going into this just knowing that this is for the role of Toph. The amount of nerves that you would have as a young person who possibly, hopefully, has watched the show would probably be pretty crazy. This is a huge role, and Toph, just as a character, is a bit different. And being blind, that whole thing definitely adds a whole layer to this that the others didn't have. But what do you think about that? What do you think about them seeking a young blind actress? For me, I love it. We've talked about this here on the channel, but my feeling is if lightning can strike and they find the perfect actress that fits the part and fits the character and is a blind working actress on top of all that, it would be freaking incredible. But I think for the casting directors and the producers, what you mainly should be looking for is just the girl who is Toph, the girl who embodies Toph, the actress that embodies that spirit. So far, and I've loved a lot of these performances, but the one that sticks out from Season 1 is Ian Ousley as Sokka. That's the one character that when I watch this show, I'm like, that guy is Sokka. And if they can somehow find another perfect person out there, I'd probably be overwhelmed because Toph is everything to us ATLA fans. And she's crucial to the story moving forward. If they missed out on this casting and they got it wrong, it would just be tough. So here's to them finding the right girl and the stars aligning, man. Again, I find it very interesting that they put out a massive casting call like this. These things are no joke, and I'm curious to see if this is just because they're trying to find like the perfect actress, or maybe they're just out of options. And so now they have to expand their search. A key thing to note here on this page is that shooting is anticipated for fall 2024. And y'all, that is soon. That's really, really soon. You'd honestly think they would have probably found somebody by now. But I don't know. Again, here is to hoping that they succeed and everything works out. My question for you guys is, what do you think about all this? Throughout this series, just talking about Season 2 and Season 3 and heading in that direction, I have gotten some of y'all's thoughts on some of this stuff, but yeah, I'm just curious to see where your head's at. But the second thing is a really quick scoop coming from @NightGambit on X, and he said, small scoop, Netflix will be moving away from using the volume in the next 2 seasons of Avatar The Last Airbender and use more traditional real-life sets. And I did see that the Avatarist was recently chatting about this in one of his most recent videos. But I wanted to give my 2 cents on this as well because the volume is a really interesting topic of discussion. If you're not familiar unfamiliar, the volume is this new technology that basically revolutionized stage sets because you can get a hyper-realistic landscape or scene in the background of your shot, and it moves with the scene. It's really smart technology, so it's constantly adapting at what angle you're shooting it at. And when it comes to Avatar using it, well, no, okay, I'll backtrack a little bit. Basically, when you have a cinematographer like Greg Fraser on the Batman, you can take this new technology and make it look freaking gorgeous. But the first season of ATLA didn't have that, and they didn't have him as their DP. And that's nothing against the people that worked on this live action adaptation. It's just purely like there are not a lot of people in the game like Greg Fraser. It took them forever to try and make a lot of this stuff look natural, and that's really tough. And I do think that they did a good enough job. It's just when something feels unnatural in a shot, in any scene, in any show or movie that you're watching, it just throws the whole thing off. And so the decision to move away from it, or at least use less of it, I think is fantastic news for us. In the animated series, Season 2 and Season 3 is where the money is, man. It's where the series takes shape, and so by elevating the amount of practicality, elevating the writing, listening to the audience, and keeping what worked, I don't know, guys, just the closer and closer we get into this thing, the more amazing it sounds. I think we might be in store for some really, really solid seasons. I'm an optimist, as always, but doesn't this sound like good news? Maybe some people are obsessed with the volume, but if it's not gonna be like the Batman, I just say nah. Like, that's the bar, and it's super high. Like, that's a really high bar. But yeah, my friends, quick video today. You know, if there is any Avatar news that comes out, you guys know I'm always going to cover it. So always keep an eye out on my channel. And guys, as always, leave your comments down below. Leave a like as well if you haven't already. You can reach out to me on X at Jones Vibes Only. And don't forget to keep up the good vibes. Peace.
Jones Vibes.